It was dawn in the Seeonee Jungle, and the golden rays of the sun filtered through tall sal trees. Mowgli, now older and wiser, sat on a rock near the river, watching the water sparkle. Though he had lived through many adventures, he felt something stirring deep in his heart, an urge to travel farther than he ever had before. Suddenly, a herd of elephants passed by, led by Hathi, the great old elephant. Among them was a young elephant named Jumbo, curious and playful. Jumbo broke away from the herd and trotted toward Mowgli. "Will you come with me?" the little elephant asked. "There are lands beyond the jungle that even Hathi has never walked." Excited, Mowgli agreed, and with Bagheera's blessing and Baloo's watchful farewell, he climbed onto Jumbo's back. The jungle friends warned him to be careful, but Mowgli's heart was full of wonder. The boy and the elephant set out together, moving beyond the familiar riverbanks, past the bamboo thickets, and toward the misty hills that bordered the horizon. It was the first time Mowgli left the heart of the jungle to see what lay beyond. After 2 days of travel, they reached a valley filled with enormous stone pillars carved by time and wind. The air was strangely silent, and Jumbo's ears twitched nervously. "This place is haunted by memories," Jumbo whispered. But Mowgli felt no fear. He ran his hands across the carvings and realized they told the story of an ancient people who once lived there. Among the ruins, he discovered strange symbols glowing faintly at night, as though the stones themselves held secrets of forgotten civilizations. Their next challenge was a vast desert, where hot winds carried voices that sounded like laughter and weeping. At night, the dunes shifted, making the path disappear. Jumbo grew weak, and Mowgli gave him courage by singing the jungle songs Baloo had taught him. One evening, a sandstorm struck, separating them. Mowgli struggled through the storm, calling Jumbo's name until he heard the elephant's trumpet in the distance. They found each other again, proving that friendship could withstand even the fiercest storms. On the far side of the desert, they discovered a ruined city where giant stone lions guarded crumbling gates. Strange animals lived there, descendants of beasts who had once roamed freely but now hid in shadows. They spoke of a curse. The city had fallen because of greed and pride. Mowgli listened to their tales, realizing that even the strongest creatures could lose everything if they did not live in harmony. He promised to carry this lesson back to his jungle. At last, they reached the foot of a towering mountain. Each sound made at its base echoed 100 times, filling the air with ghostly voices. Climbing was dangerous, but Jumbo's strength carried them upward. Halfway, Mowgli shouted into the air, and the echoes returned like a chorus of wolves. For a moment, he felt the presence of his wolf family, guiding him. Together, he and Jumbo pressed on until they reached the snowy peak, where the entire world spread out before them. On the mountain top, they found something extraordinary. A glowing ember, hidden inside a cave, burning endlessly. "This is the fire that once gave men their power," Jumbo said, his eyes wide. Mowgli remembered his first fear of fire and how it had changed everything in his life. But now, he did not fear it. Instead, he respected its power. He took a small piece of ember wrapped in clay, knowing it was not meant to destroy, but to protect and give warmth when needed. After months of traveling, Mowgli and Jumbo began their return. The jungle welcomed them with familiar scents and sounds. Bagheera was the first to greet them, followed by Baloo, and even Kaa slithered down from a tree to listen to their tales. Mowgli told the wolves about the ruins, the desert, and the fire. The jungle creatures were amazed, for no one had ever traveled so far and returned with such stories.